What if I told you there's a secret command in your body that, when activated, initiates a rejuvenation process in your brain and every cell? A secret so simple that 99% of people ignore it every day while searching for complicated and expensive solutions. This isn't a theory. It's science, confirmed by Harvard, echoing wisdom known by sages like Thoth for millennia. In the next few minutes, I'm not just going to tell you what this secret is. I'm going to show you the exact trigger that releases a molecule into your bloodstream. A divine messenger that commands your body to burn stubborn fat, build new brain cells, and literally cleanse the aging waste from the inside out. Most people believe that to rejuvenate, they need complex rituals or blessed genetics. But the truth is that the fountain of youth isn't something you find. It's something you activate. And the switch is in a specific type of exercise that most people do the wrong way. Stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to reveal could change the way you see your body forever. And if you've ever felt the need for a makeover, comment below. I want to activate my power. The doctor of the future will not prescribe medicine, but will interest his patients in the care of the human body, in diet, and in the cause and prevention of disease. Imagine that your body is not just flesh and bone. Imagine that it is an ancient book, a sacred library written in a language you have forgotten how to read. This is not a new idea. In the silent corridors of time, sages like Thoth, the scribe of the Egyptian gods, already understood this. They knew that the greatest secrets of the universe were not only engraved in stone or papyrus, but in the very structure of the human body. Each of us was born with an instruction manual for vitality, for youth, but we have lost the ability to decipher it. The search for the fountain of youth, which so many seek in distant places, actually begins within you, in the recognition that your body is a living temple. Modern science, with its advanced tools, is only beginning to map what the ancients already knew intuitively. They are discovering the exact mechanisms by which bodily silence translates into accelerated aging. They see how lack of movement triggers chronic inflammation, how it weakens our defenses, and how it literally shortens the lifespan of our cells. What was once seen merely as a matter of being out of shape is now understood as a direct trigger for systemic decline, an invitation for chaos to take hold in our inner sanctuary. The good news is that this process is not a death sentence. No matter how long your temple has been silent, the keys to reactivating it still work. There is a command, a specific action, that can reverse this state of oblivion and awaken the sleeping guardians. This command does not require superhuman strength or complicated rituals. It is simple, accessible, and incredibly powerful. By activating it, you not only stop the process of decay, but initiate a cascade of renewal that reverberates through every cell. And the first step to understanding this command is to know the messenger it releases. This command that breaks the body's silence is not a sound, but a stimulus that awakens a powerful messenger, a substance that travels throughout your system with a single instruction: renew. Modern science, in its tireless search for answers, has finally managed to isolate and name this molecule. They called it irisin, an homage to Iris, the Greek goddess of the rainbow, who served as a bridge between gods and mortals. And the name couldn't be more perfect, because irisin acts exactly like a bridge, connecting the effort of your muscles with the regeneration of your entire organism. Imagine this molecule as a divine decree, a word of power released into your bloodstream. It's not just any protein, it's a master signal. When your muscles contract in a specific way, they release it, and it embarks on a journey carrying a message to every organ, every tissue, every cell it encounters along the way. The message is clear and direct. Renew yourself, repair yourself, rejuvenate. This is not a poetic metaphor, it's a biochemical reality, a proven fact in cutting-edge laboratories like those at Harvard, confirming the ancient wisdom that the body is an alchemical laboratory. But here's the crucial point that most people don't understand. This divine messenger isn't released by just any kind of effort. It's not about exhausting yourself at the gym, lifting the heaviest weights, or running until you can't anymore. Irisin release doesn't respond to brute force, but to the intelligence of movement. There's a very specific condition, a type of stimulus so precise that when activated, it acts like a master key, unlocking a cascade of events that transforms the body from the inside out. It's a secret of frequency and duration, not maximum intensity. Think of it like tuning a radio. If you turn the knob randomly and violently, you'll only find noise and static. But if you turn it smoothly and precisely, you'll find the right frequency, and the music will flow clearly. Similarly, the body needs to be tuned to the correct frequency for irisin to be released at its maximum potential. This is why many people exercise for years without experiencing this profound renewal. They are stuck in the static of overexertion or lack of consistency, never finding the fine-tuning that awakens the true magic. This specific condition is what separates a simple calorie expenditure from an act of rejuvenation. It's the difference between merely tiring the body and engaging in a dialogue with it. When you trigger this mechanism, irisin is not only released, but its production is optimized, ensuring that the message of renewal reaches every corner of your inner temple. Science is discovering that certain movement patterns are far more effective than others in activating this biochemical pathway. And the answer is surprisingly simple and accessible to everyone, regardless of age or physical condition. So the big question that remains is, what exactly is this trigger? What kind of movement, what frequency, what duration can tune the body to release this powerful messenger of youth? The answer is not in a complicated formula, but in a principle of harmony and constancy that the sages of the past already practiced intuitively. And the first clue to unraveling this mystery lies in observing the first great work that irisin performs as soon as it is released. A true alchemical transmutation that happens within you. The first great work of alchemy. Once the right trigger is activated and irisin begins to flow through your bloodstream, its first mission is to perform an act of pure alchemy. It initiates the transformation of dense matter into subtle energy. In more concrete terms, it begins to convert the white fat in your body. This is the fat we know well, the kind that accumulates, passively stores energy, and, in excess, contributes to inflammation and the weight we carry. Irisin acts like a master alchemist who looks at this dense, stagnant material and sees hidden potential. What it does is extraordinary. It sends a signal to these white fat cells, instructing them to transform into something completely different: brown fat. Brown fat is a metabolically active, vibrant tissue. Unlike white fat, which merely stores fat, brown fat burns energy to generate heat. It is our inner fire, our biological furnace. This process, which scientists call browning or darkening of adipose tissue, is living proof of the Hermetic principle of transmutation, the idea that a substance can be refined and elevated to a higher state. This transformation proves that your body isn't condemned to simply store the consequences of the past, like excess calories or periods of inactivity. It has the innate ability to actively refine its own substance. It can take the weight of what has accumulated, the stagnant energy that leaves you sluggish and tired, and transform it into the lightness and warmth of active energy. It's literally turning lead into gold at the cellular level, converting tissue that contributes to aging into one that promotes vitality and metabolic efficiency. Think about what this means. Every time you activate irisin production, you're teaching your body to become more efficient at managing its own energy. You're not just burning calories during exercise, you're building an internal engine that continues to burn calories more effectively, even when you're at rest. It's like installing solar panels on your house. You not only use the sun's energy, but you store it and use it more intelligently, making the whole system more self-sufficient and resilient. This fat browning process is one of the most exciting discoveries in modern biology, as it shows us that we have much greater control over our body composition and metabolism than we imagined. We are not simply victims of our genetics or past habits. Through the right stimulation, we can actively participate in recreating our own bodies, making them cleaner and more efficient energy-producing machines. It is the first visible step in the renewal promised by irisin. But this metabolic transformation, however incredible it may be, is only the beginning of the journey. Irisin doesn't stop there. After initiating this great alchemical work in the body, it continues its journey, traveling through the bloodstream northward, to the most important and protected place in our entire being. It heads to the command center, the seat of our consciousness, to perform its most impressive and perhaps most crucial work of all, the renewal of the mind's own sanctuary. The journey of irisin doesn't end with the transformation of fat. Its deeper mission takes it beyond physical form, crossing the blood-brain barrier and entering the sanctuary of the mind, the brain. Once there, it initiates a process that ancient sages like Thoth, the Lord of the clear mind, would understand as a true act of biological enlightenment. Irisin stimulates the production of a miraculous substance known as BDNF, or brain-derived neurotrophic factor. If there were a poetic name for BDNF, it would be fertilizer for neurons. BDNF is fundamental to the health of our brain. It acts like a celestial gardener, promoting the birth of new neurons, a process called neurogenesis, which was long believed to be impossible in adults. In addition to creating new brain cells, it strengthens existing connections, the synapses, making communication between neurons faster and more efficient. This means that movement, by releasing irisin, not only strengthens your muscles but literally rebuilds and rejuvenates the architecture of your brain. The practical effects of this are profound. Memory improves, concentration sharpens, and reasoning becomes clearer. It's like clearing the mental fog that often settles in with stress and the passing of years. Movement reveals itself not only as exercise for the body, but as the most powerful tool for keeping the mind lucid and agile. Thoth, often depicted with the head of an ibis, a bird known for its keen perception, symbolizes precisely this mental clarity that BDNF helps to cultivate. But irisin's role in the brain goes even further. Science has discovered that it possesses an incredibly powerful neuroprotective effect. It acts as a shield, defending neural tissue against the wear and tear of time and against the attack of inflammatory processes that are at the root of many neurodegenerative diseases. Studies are actively exploring irisin's potential as a natural defense against conditions like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, showing that maintaining high levels of this molecule through exercise may be one of the most effective strategies for protecting our brain. This completely changes our perspective on mental aging. Memory loss and cognitive decline don't have to be an inevitable sentence. By keeping our bodies moving in the right way, we are actively providing our brains with the resources they need to repair, protect, and even thrive with age. The mind, like the body, is not a static structure destined to decay, but a dynamic garden that can be cultivated and nurtured throughout life. The question that naturally arises is, how exactly does irisin manage to protect our brain from one of humanity's greatest fears, neural degeneration? The answer lies not only in the creation of new neurons, but in its ability to combat inflammation and oxidative stress at the cellular level. It acts as a pacifying and restorative force within the brain. And to accomplish this monumental task of protection and renewal, both in body and mind, irisin needs a clean and abundant energy source, which leads us directly to the heart of our cells. The power plants of life. All this renewal, whether it's the transmutation of fat or the reconstruction of the brain, requires an immense amount of energy, and the source of this energy resides in trillions of tiny structures within each of our cells. The mitochondria. They are the power plants of life, the batteries that fuel absolutely everything we do, think, and feel. Over time and with a sedentary lifestyle, these power plants begin to wear out. They become less efficient, produce less energy, and generate more metabolic pollution, known as free radicals. This is where irisin plays another of its crucial roles. It acts as a master engineer for our power plants. Instead of simply demanding more energy from already tired mitochondria, irisin sends a signal to repair and optimize them. It improves the function of existing mitochondria, making them more efficient at producing energy and cleaner by reducing the oxidative stress that accelerates aging. It's like performing a complete overhaul on your car's engine, ensuring it runs at maximum power and with minimum emissions. But irisin goes beyond repair. It also stimulates a process called mitochondrial biogenesis, which is nothing less than the creation of new mitochondria. That's right, the correct movement not only repairs your old batteries, but builds new ones. This increases your body's overall energy production capacity, resulting in more vitality, less fatigue, and much greater resilience. You literally increase the voltage of your system, making you more capable of handling the physical and mental challenges of everyday life. This modern scientific concept perfectly mirrors the ancient wisdom of Eastern cultures regarding chi or prana. These traditions have always spoken of a vital energy that animates all existence and needs to be cultivated to maintain health and longevity. Keeping this energy flowing, strong and clean is the essence of practices such as qigong and yoga. Science now shows us that this vital energy has a clear physical counterpart in the health and quantity of our mitochondria, and that movement is the key to cultivating it. Therefore, exercise ceases to be seen as a simple expenditure of energy. It becomes the act of cultivating and refining one's own life force. Every time you move in the right way, you are investing in your energy infrastructure, building a future with more vitality and less exhaustion. You are, in practice, recharging your life's batteries at the most fundamental level possible, ensuring that your body and mind have the high-quality fuel they need for renewal processes. By optimizing our energy sources and increasing our capacity to produce vital energy, the body gains the ability to perform an extremely deep and efficient internal cleansing process. This cellular cleansing is so powerful that its mechanisms resemble one of the most studied and revered health and longevity practices in the world, a practice that many believe requires great sacrifice, but which movement offers us in a much more accessible way. With the power plants running at full steam, the body now has the necessary fuel for an essential task, a major internal cleansing. And, surprisingly, irisin activates a cellular purification process that mirrors the effects of one of the most powerful anti-aging therapies known, fasting. When we fast, we deprive the body of external nutrients, forcing it to seek energy internally. This activates a survival mechanism called autophagy, which literally means eating oneself. Cells begin to consume their own old, damaged, or dysfunctional parts to recycle their components and generate energy. What's fascinating is that irisin, released by exercise, activates the exact same cellular pathways as autophagy, without you needing to stop eating. It sends the body a chemical message that simulates a fasting state, instructing cells to initiate this repair and recycling process. Exercise, therefore, reveals itself as a form of fasting in motion. It's a purification that doesn't require food deprivation, but rather the expression of the body through movement. You obtain the benefits of cellular cleansing while nourishing and strengthening your organism. Think of it as a cleaning crew that springs into action inside each cell. Autophagy breaks down misfolded proteins, removes damaged mitochondria, and eliminates other cellular debris that, if accumulated, would lead to disease and accelerated aging. It's nature's most perfect recycling system, and movement is one of the most effective keys to activating it. This makes exercise the most potent and, at the same time, the most democratic medicine that exists. It's free, requires no prescription, and is available to everyone at any time. But if the effects are so profound and beneficial, why do 99% of people ignore this truth? Why do so many of us struggle to maintain a movement routine, even knowing it's good for us? The answer, ironically, lies in its simplicity. We live in a world that has trained us to seek complex solutions to simple problems. We are so obsessed with the latest technology, the miracle pill, or the complicated biohack that we lose sight of the fundamental power that resides in our own bodies. We believe that for something to be effective, it needs to be difficult, expensive, or exclusive. The idea that something as natural and accessible as movement could be the key to rejuvenation seems too good to be true, and so we ignore it in favor of solutions that seem more advanced. This pursuit of complexity blinds us to the obvious. The most powerful tool for our health and longevity is already installed in our own biological operating system, patiently waiting to be activated. The secret to activating irisin, autophagy, and this entire cascade of renewal isn't hidden in an elite exercise protocol. It lies in a specific type of movement, a pattern that anyone at any age can perform. It's not about becoming a professional athlete. It's about understanding your body's language and responding to it consistently. And this movement, this master key, is so simple that its effectiveness is almost shocking. The secret to exercise that rejuvenates. The temple, as we have already said, only reveals its secrets when it is in motion. Ancient practices, such as the 5 rites of Tibetan monks or the meditative fluidity of Qigong, were not merely exercises, but forms of dialogue with the body's energy. Their practitioners understood, through intuition and observation, something that science now confirms. The secret lies not in a single miraculous exercise, but in the type and consistency of the stimulus. The great secret to unlocking the rejuvenation of the body and brain is exercise of moderate and consistent intensity. This may seem anticlimactic to a world that idolizes no pain, no gain, but the truth is, it's not about running a marathon or lifting the heaviest weight possible to exhaustion. It's about finding a pace that raises your heart rate and breathing, but that you can sustain. Think of a brisk walk where you can still talk, a light jog, a dance session, swimming or cycling at a steady pace. Maintaining this state for at least 30 to 40 minutes serves as the perfect signal for the body. It is this consistency that optimizes the release of irisin. Very high-intensity exercises may release this molecule, but they are often accompanied by significant oxidative stress and inflammation, which can negate some of the benefits. On the other hand, very light activity may not be a sufficient stimulus. The ideal point is this middle ground, the sustained rhythm that tells your body, we are on a journey, prepare to be efficient, to repair and to strengthen yourself for the long term. It's a signal of resilience, not of emergency. The secret that 99% of people ignore is precisely this: the consistency of a simple movement, done with intention and regularity, is infinitely more powerful than sporadic and exhausting effort. It's better to walk briskly for 40 minutes every day than to destroy yourself at the gym once a week. It's the daily discipline of moving, of honoring that commitment to your body, that acts as the master key, activating fat transmutation, brain reconstruction, and cellular purification in a harmonious way. Therefore, the secret is not what you do, but how you do it. You can choose the activity that brings you joy, whether it's walking in nature, dancing in your living room, or swimming in a lake. The form of the movement is less important than its essence, consistency, and moderation. It is this approach that transforms the exercise of an arduous task into a ritual of renewal, a moment of connection with oneself that generates profound and lasting results, without the need for suffering or exhaustion. By embracing consistency, you're not just training your muscles, you're training your body to enter a continuous state of rejuvenation. You're re-establishing a communication that has been lost, teaching your cells to remember their innate vitality. And this communication goes so deep that it's able to converse with the most fundamental code of your existence, rewriting the way your body reads life's instruction manual. With the renewed energy from consistent movement, the body gains the ability to do something that until recently was considered science fiction. It can begin to rewrite its own history in its most fundamental code. Constant exercise, by stimulating the release of irisin, not only changes your physiology in the moment, but also leaves lasting marks on your DNA. These marks don't alter the sequence of your genes, but they change how they are read and expressed. This field of science is called epigenetics. Imagine your DNA as a vast library filled with instruction manuals for everything in your body. Epigenetics is like the librarian who decides which books will be read and which will remain on the shelf. Gathering dust, aging, and a sedentary lifestyle cause the librarian to start reading the wrong books, activating genes linked to inflammation, degeneration, and disease, while silencing genes linked to vitality and repair. Consistent, moderate movement effectively retrains this librarian. It's as if Thoth, the Lord of Sacred Time, hands us the pen to adjust our own biological clock. Irisin and other factors released by exercise influence these epigenetic marks, instructing cells to read their genes in a more youthful way. Genes that promote cellular repair, DNA stability, and healthy mitochondrial function are activated, while genes that promote decline are silenced. Your body ceases to be a passive archive of old genetic memories and becomes a dynamic system of continuous renewal. This means you are not doomed to your genetic inheritance. Even if you have a family predisposition to certain conditions, your lifestyle, and especially your exercise routine, has the power to profoundly influence whether or not those genes will be activated. Consistent and moderate movement gives you the power to interact with your own genetic code, to influence the expression of your biology, and to actively cultivate a state of health and vitality, regardless of the genetic blueprints you received. This ability to rewrite gene expression is perhaps the most profound manifestation of the rejuvenating power we carry within us. It shows that youth is not a state that simply fades with time, like sand running through an hourglass. Instead, youth is an active process, a state of balance and renewal that can and should be cultivated daily. Each consistent movement session is an act of instructing your body to stay young at the most fundamental level. By committing to this movement ritual, you are effectively taking control of your aging. You stop being a passenger in the process and become the pilot, making conscious adjustments that guide your body toward health and longevity. This realization is incredibly liberating, as it puts the power back in your hands. The key to healthy aging is not in some distant laboratory, but in the wisdom of your own body, waiting to be awakened by the language it understands best. The forgotten language. The beauty of this language is that it is universal. There are no prerequisites of age, physical condition, or experience to begin speaking. Your body, no matter how long it has been silent, always yearns to resume this conversation. It is programmed to respond to movement. Every step you take, every deeper breath you take, every drop of sweat that runs down your skin is a word, a phrase in this forgotten dialogue between your muscles and your deepest biology. It is a conversation that transcends logic and speaks directly to the intelligence of life. It's crucial to understand that your body isn't asking for movement for superficial reasons like vanity or aesthetics. These may be pleasant consequences, but the fundamental reason is much deeper. It's a matter of survival. Movement is the language that keeps cells alive and vibrant. It's the constant dialogue that prevents the accumulation of silence, stagnation, and cellular debris that we collectively call aging. Without this conversation, cells begin to forget their function, and the system as a whole begins to fail. In our modern world, we are bombarded with promises of quick fixes. The wellness industry offers us the next miracle pill, the exotic superfood, or the cutting-edge technological treatment. And while some of these things may have their place, they often distract us from the simplest and most powerful truth. The greatest force for healing and rejuvenation